Hey there, coming to you again via video. Not my favorite format, but it's the one we've got, and would like to talk to you just a little bit about staying connected. And got some news last night that I really don't want to share, but feel like we ought to. Was on a conference call last night with the governor. That is the governor of the state of Missouri. Invited Missouri pastors to call in so they could give us some information. Not really a back and forth. They did answer a few questions, but it was just something to get information from him and his office out to us, and I'm appreciative of his efforts that way. But the governor estimated that we would have some form of social distancing, meeting restrictions, those sorts of things, probably not just for the next 2 weeks, but for more like 60 to 90 days. I hope that doesn't come to pass, but I think we would be wise to prepare like it is. I miss getting together. I miss seeing lots of you, or just talking on the phone these days, or email or text, and that's not nearly as good. And that's really where I want to touch base today. If you think of somebody in our church, in our congregation, you think, how are they doing, whatnot, don't guess, call. Give them a call. Video call if you have that opportunity. It's nice to see somebody's face. We're all apart. Lots of our folks, more and more all the time, are choosing to stay in almost, completely stay in. So anyway, just give folks a call. We need to work at staying connected. We get, I suppose we've been kind of lulled into sleep, inattention, by assuming we'd get together every week. We'll see folks at church when they come, and we have had ourselves reminded, most of all, that we need to be intentional about staying connected. And that's true of our connection with the Lord, and that's true of our connection with each other. So I want to encourage you that way. Just be intentional about reaching out to folks, about those who you are not seeing from nearly as regularly as we used to be. And so you can at least call time to time. And I would say just as soon as you think of them, well, give them a call. Give them a shout and help us stay connected to each other. We'll continue to make plans for services and with the best information we have. For right now, again, we're closed for right now. And I would like to say thanks for all of you who tuned in. It looks like we had a bunch of folks tune in. Now, Facebook will say, how many views you had, and some of those are really, really short. But it looks like we had over 100 different screens. So you never know how many people are watching each broadcast. I hope a lot of you put it on your TV some way or on a larger screen so your family could watch together and you could be a part of our worship that way. Man, it looked like a lot of you did. So I'm very encouraged by your response to our online presence and your comments and the feedback that we've gotten. I've been very excited by all of that. So keep up the good work. We'll keep trying to get that out, and we'll try to keep getting things out like this. Now, what I learned this weekend, and more than once, so I thought maybe good to go over that real quickly, is that some folks are still not connected on Realm. And we used to do emails in a different way, but all of our email communication comes through Realm at this point. And so you need to be connected. So let me tell you how to do that first and foremost. This is for members of our church family. Now, if you're not part of Union Hill, this won't work for you because we won't have you on file. It is our church database, so you have to be in there to start with. But if you want to be connected on Realm, you need to send an email to either Shelley or myself. Shelley's address is unionhillbc@uhbc.us, and my email is brolpc@uhbc.us. And so we want you to take advantage of those. The reason I ask you to send an email is that we need to make sure we have the right email on file for you. So if you send us an email, we're in good there. So send us that, your name, and ask for an invitation to Realm. We'll send you an email back. You'll get an email back from Realm, and I'm going to pull up the screen here just a minute. You'll see this logo in the email, so you'll know it's from us. And that email will basically give you a link to say, set up a password. Your email will be your username. You'll set up a password for Realm. Then it'll say confirm email, I think. And so you'll get another email loop, if you will. You'll get an email back, and that last one will just ask you to confirm your birthday. And we won't ask the year, but just the month and day to make sure it's you or some other piece of data that we have. It will confirm your record with us. So that's the way we keep it secure. Realm does all that for us. And so want to make sure that all happens. It makes sure all that happens so that we know that only folks inside our church family, folks we're already connected with, can get in this database. That's important because there's a lot of data in there. There's some things you can make visible. We'll talk about those at a later date. For right now, what I really wanted to go over is what to do when you get signed up, when you log in the first time. I'm going to show you my screen again because the first thing that you're going to do probably is you're going to load this up on your computer. You can go through an app. You have to have the information first, but you can go through the app first. But I really want to talk to those of you who would just like to get our emails again, would like to get communication from us. And so let me show you how to do that. When you load up, I think you're going to come to the communications tab, and I want you, the way everything happens in Realm is groups. And so I'm going to click on groups right here. Now you're going to see my list is really quite large. I'm in a lot of groups, a lot of different things in our church. Yours will not be nearly this large. You will see your Sunday school class like mine, Soul Seekers, right there. If you're a Sunday school teacher, you might be one of these groups, and your class that you teach will be up there. There might be various things up there, but your Sunday school teacher, and I want to go to this Find Groups right off the bat. When you get signed up for Realm, you need to go to Find Groups, and then we'll wait for the magic thing to spin just a little bit, and that'll pop up, and you're going to click on Community right there. That's going to bring you to Announcements and Prayer Chain. When you click on Announcements, mine's going to look different because I'm already joined up, but I want to show you something in here. I want to recommend that you join both of these, Announcements and Prayer Chain. They're just what they sound like. Prayer Chain, our prayer requests go out on. Announcements, all of our church-wide announcements, and we send one out weekly, an email that includes all the things basically that's in our bulletin, but then also news that's, that we get out that comes up during the week that we didn't get in our bulletin. You can get on the front line of that. You can get all that information, like the fact that our church was canceled. I'm sorry, some people didn't get the word on that, but that certainly came out through Realm last week, and would love to have you connected this way. So when you click on Announcements the first time, what you're going to get is something that gives you an opportunity to join, because you have to join and then you have to be approved. That's a very fast process. It should happen just in a moment. You'll get approved. But what I wanted to show you up here is these three dots, because this is important. I'm going to go to Email Settings. Now, if you're an app user, you'll need to do this twice, and you could probably do it all from your smartphone. But again, this is mostly for folks who access this on their computer. You just want to get emails. That's the way you do this. And you can see mine here says nothing. That's because I get all my notifications through my smartphone. And so I don't want them in my email box. I want them to pop up on my phone. Most everybody will use this top option. I'm sorry, that's a lie. I should have read closer. Most everybody will use new content only. That's everything we send out from the church will be new content. Sometimes people respond, and some of you have used that to communicate with each other about prayer requests or to give encouragement. And you can get an email for all of those things, but I would say most people will want new content only. And that would be the same. I'm going to set mine back to nothing because that's the way I want it. And you could do that, more on that in just a second. But both Announcements and Prayer Chain, I would say most people are going to set that to new content only. You want to see the announcements, the things that come out. You may not necessarily want to see all of the responses. Now, let me give you one other option. You could not get any emails or any push notifications. You could do that either way. And this third way, get email, push notifications. You can get both. You can set that up in the app, or You can just say, hey, I want to come in when I am ready and get all the news. And in that case, under community, under this button right here, you would go to communications like I just did. I clicked, and then I clicked news. And so everything that we have put out is right here, like a news feed. You don't ever delete these. They don't ever go away. You can delete your emails. You can delete anything, but every group. So you can see, and this will just keep going and going. So this was a week ago. This is our prayer chain. This came from Shelley Carr. It's about Sandy Wade and her family. Now, I don't want to show many more of those because obviously some of those are sensitive to our church. So let me just get back in the groups page, and I'm going to go back to announcements just so I don't show any sensitive material. But that's how you get that. You can always come back to your news feed. But I want to encourage you. It is more important now than ever that you get signed up on Realm, and we can get information to you. Again, you don't ever have to use this again. If you just want to click that you get the emails and then quit thinking about Realm ever again, that'll be fine. You'll get all of it on email. That'll work just fine. It's not something you have to learn a ton about. You need to do the things that I just told you. And, I'll come back, over the weeks as we move through this. I'll give you another couple of instructional videos like this so you can do some things in Realm. And I'll show you how you can use it if you want to use it more, how our Sunday school classes, those kinds of things can use it. And I'd love for you to do that. But for right now, man, the big deal is being able to get our prayer chains and our announcements. And if you have any questions about that, email, call, get a hold of us some way so we can help you. I would love for you to get connected this way through Realm and stay connected to our church family just by calling, by checking in on people intentionally. Make an effort to do that in the days ahead as we're apart physically. I'll see you soon.